Welcome back. We'll continue working on your back pieces. First of all, we need to check, make sure is your piece looks exactly the same as mine. So you've got backed your back with a linen, which is the neckline and armhole, and then we put the linen tape along the plate and the vent and make sure it's secured permanently with the top thread. Now we're going to continue working along your vent, and for this you will need to check. So we're going to turn it with the right side up. So here's my vent and here's half of my plate. So for to continue working on your vent, you do need it to make sure it's in line with the vent. So it's very, very important. And to do that, we need to bring the front of your vent, so sorry, the front of your plate. So this is my front, if you can see. So here's my front, which is we already ironed your plate, and now we need to mark where is your other plate starts, and that will be in line with the vent. So sometimes in the making process it slightly changes, so therefore it's very important to check and make sure it matches. If not, that's the time to correct. Otherwise, when you finish it, it will be wonky. So the first thing you need to do, so it's put in line with your waistline. So matching my key points. So that's the waistline, and it goes to the bust line here. So yeah, so that's the key point. So just move that so you can see. So that's part and in line with here. So then I look and see what is my previous markings from the pattern. And if you don't have those markings from the pattern, use your paper pattern, which is I've got paper pattern here. And I already checked. So I've got my paper pattern there, so you can check where is that point is. That's what we are talking about, is that plate point. And so you can put on your back and mark that point. Otherwise, yeah, so we'll continue with this. And so that's my, I'm just going to pin that so it stays. Marking with this one. And I'm going to try to mark with my actual original point. It's slightly, that part slightly stretched. So I just need to make sure it's marked. It goes as close as possible when I can. There, perfect. It's my one is stretched about 2 millimeters slightly, so I'm going to correct it there. So make sure it's the same. So just going to lay that flat. The bottom is here is perfect. See, it matches perfectly. It's just here. I need to say that part slightly stretched. So I'm just going to ease a little bit. And I'm going to remark my new point. So it will obviously match. So it's slightly different. So it's about 3 millimeters here difference. So I'm marking out my new line. So obviously, if it's a lot different, like 1 centimeter, something went wrong. So you need to look and go back and find the mistake. But you know, if it goes to like up to 5 millimeters, that's okay. We can correct that. But if it goes more than that, something is went wrong. Anyway. Now come back to your plate. So you mark the position of the plate, which is here. So if I just move that out of the way, so that's where the plates will be finished, and that have to in line with my vent have to in line with my plate. So I'm going to mark that so they are on this in the same level. Okay, so I'm going to mark that one. It's actually spot on. So my one is lays and right on my marking, so it's perfect. So when I've done when you've done that, the next part would be is we need to transfer that line into the back, so where we're going to machine it. And for that, it's to do so. Just going to mark my center back with the chalk. Just do the line, which is you can read of it later. So that's my, can you see that? So I'm going to do actually brighter, but when you're going to mark in your panel, don't mark it too harshly because it may be difficult to read of it. So I'm going to mark. So can you see I mark now that point exactly where the center back, this is my center back here. So where the center back starts, you know, and your vent starts there. So that's the point of that. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark that point. It's quite important because we're going to reinforce that here. So, and for this one, so that's your machining line here, there. So I'm just going to do tack with my tacking thread, single thread, but slightly like 1 millimeter away from that line, because when I'm going to machine it, I'm going to machine it next to that line. So you just tacking next to the line, not on line itself. So when I'm machining, I'm not machining on the line, on the tacking. So that's quite important. So got that there. So now I'm going to go across. So do like a small tacking because I really want to transfer the line properly. Go through that. Right to the end of the, and secure your thread. There we go. So I'm going to show you what's, we'll look at the other side. Okay, so now I flip that over and I tacked exactly on that point, so it creates a point. And you also can draw the lines, so just slightly below, that's where I tacked. So my line there, and there, so that's where I'm going to machine. So away from, slightly like 1 millimeter away, so next to that line, not on my tacking line. That's where I'm going to machine. So the next part going to be is actually machine that in where you've got your linen tape. I want you to just machine it, that corner. The reason is because we're going to snip in the middle here in that corner. So we wanted to secure that point there so it doesn't go, so otherwise it's sometimes it's going to be stretched and also, you know, creates the hole. So that's why my next step would be is machining. So I'll see you in the next session where I show you what to do next. Bye.